all and welcome back. This is actually a follow-on video from my how to import cryptocurrency prices into Excel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to build this sort of simple dashboard from your purchase tracking list, and also for those of you who've watched the previous video, please look at that because I won't be doing a in-depth tutorial again on how to import the prices from CoinMarketCap. I will be showing you how to dynamically update the query to load any new coins that you've purchased. So the first thing we're going to do is build a sheet called purchases. Here you can see I've just populated some information. So I've got my date, my crypto as a ticker. You may choose to use the slug name instead. The price that I purchased something at, quantity, and the total investment, which is just a formula of the price multiplied out by the quantity. I then turn this into a table. So what you do is you highlight what you've built and you press Control T. So if I quickly show you here, just make some dummy data. I'd highlight this, I press Control T, my table has headers, yes it does, OK, and then that converts it into a table. Tables are really important in Excel. Right, so we've made our sort of tracking list of purchases effectively. Now what we need to do is summarize them, because we need to know the total of how many BTC, how many ETH for example, and how many HBAR. So okay, what we do is we create another table. Crypto will list the ticker, the quantity, we're going to do a sum if, so equals sum ifs. We then come over here and we drag down, I've broken that. We come down here, sum ifs, quantity. Okay, so that's the sum range, the quantity. Criteria is going to be the crypto, and then we're going to specify the ticker that we've placed into here. And then that's going to pull down that formula for us. Now the power of a table in this instance is if I add something new, and we'll call, I need to think of a ticker really quick. Let's just use Solana. Just say I bought one for 75, quantity 5, and then my investment, there you go, it's worked it out. Now what I can do, because it's a table and they're all linked, I can just type in the ticker name that matches what I've put in here as a transaction, and bam, it's going to automatically pull these formulas down to match the original table. I've also just pulled in average price here, which we can do quite easily from the quantity. So again, sum ifs, the total investment, the criteria we're going to specify is the crypto, and then the crypto name here, and we're just going to divide that through by the quantity. And again for total, so this is the total investment, sum ifs, total investment, criteria, range is crypto, and then the criteria we specify is the ticker name here, which is ETH. Okay, cool. So that works really well. Now we've got our consolidated list and we can easily build a dashboard off this. Some of you may be asking, and I had some questions and comments on my previous video. Okay, well, what do I do? Because every time I add a new coin, a new purchase, I'm going to have to come in and amend the query to pull through my price data. Okay, well, I'll show you how to sort this out. So what we're going to do now, from this table that we've built, so obviously we'd put our ticker in here, but from the table that we've built, we can come up to data and we can click from table. That's going to open a new window, and it's going to pull a table like this. Bear with me, yours is going to look like this. So it's going to pull the table in. Okay, so the first thing we can do is we can delete these columns because we don't need them. So let's remove the columns. Now we end up with our crypto or tickers list effectively. Or if you're using slug, it'll be your slug list, Bitcoin, hedera, whatever, HBAR. Cool. Now what's really important is you come up here and you're going to change this to text. Make sure it's text. It is text. Amazing. Now what you're going to do is you're going to, bear with me, you're going to come up here to the formula, add step. For me, it comes up and you're going to see this, change type. What you're going to type is the following: Text.Combine, open bracket, hash, quotation mark, change type 1, which is the previous step. So whatever your previous step name is here is what you put in here. This references the step. Inside the square braces is your column name. So mine's crypto, so I put open brace, square brace, crypto, close square brace, comma, and then I put in comma between some parentheses. And what this is basically specified is to slam all of that table together into a comma separated variable list. Okay, so you may be asking, what do I do with that? Okay, well, what I can now do is if I go back to my by ticker query, again, check out the previous video if you don't know how to do this already. I have an in-depth video. What that means we can now do is we can add or reference the tickers inside this query. So here I've got and symbol equals, close the parentheses, and then tickers. And tickers is what this table name was called. Now what you'll see is if you pull through, suddenly sol is appearing at the bottom of this. If I hit close and load, and we go back to buy ticker whenever this refreshes, there you go, Solana's just appeared and it's pulled the latest pricing. So that's how you dynamically update the CoinMarketCap API query just from a table here. You don't have to go in every time and modify the query. All you've got to do is just add an additional line to this table we specified, and then that will automatically refresh the query. Okay, cool. So how do we start building this dashboard? So we've built the purchase tracking table. We've built the consolidated purchases, if I could spell, purchases table. We're now just going to simply VLOOKUP the live prices from this query that we built, and then we'll build some cards and charts. So the first thing we'll build is we will build this section here. So again, we type out our coins. Now I'm going to insert a row here, and I'm just going to add sol. And again, because it's a table, it's automatically populated all of the formulas for me. Again, tables, if you're not using them, are really, really important. So we build our table, and we do a VLOOKUP. So equals VLOOKUP. Coin is BTC, or obviously if you're using a I'll run through this. Equals BTC. We come over to buy ticker. I start at symbol because this is what I'm using. If you're using slug, you'd start one column over, and we come along until we get to price. Now, for the eagle-eyed of you, this makes VLOOKUPs really easy. Next to my cursor, you see a little hover box, and we can see it's 6R(x14c). Now, what that's saying is 6 rows, 14 columns. So I know where my cursor is the last column, 14. So specify 14, specify false, and that would have been for price, sorry. That would have been for current price. So that's how we would have VLOOKed up current price. Quantity, I'm just looking up back at this table here. So VLOOKUP B12, quantity, column 2, false. And then that's how you sort of start building this through. So the 24-hour percentage change is just for the ticker. That comes from our buy ticker. We've got current price, which is being pulled from the same sheet. Current value, we just multiply the quantity and the current price together. Profit and loss, which is our current value minus how much we invested. So again, this is being pulled from this purchases table here where we consolidated it. Percentage gain is a percentage gain formula, so change over original. And then that sort of builds our table. You can then easily build a chart like so. To do these, all I'm doing is saying, okay, what was my max out of my profit and loss? That's my biggest gainer. And then I just do an index match like so to pull it back. Biggest gainer, max gain instead. In terms of percentage, this should be best performance. And similar, but using min instead to find the minimum for my lowest profit and loss and my lowest performance gain. Really simple with some conditional formatting up at the top here. And then you've got yourself a really simple cryptocurrency portfolio / dashboard tracker with dynamic pricing being pulled in from CoinMarketCap. Anyway, I hope this really helped, especially the how to do a dynamic refresh of a query. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Also, think about subscribing. I post a lot of HBAR update videos. Not only that, drop a comment if you're stuck and I'll give you a hand. Cheers all.